Hey, hey there. I'm going to do my best. I forgot my glasses. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. You're getting a view of my card shelf. Hold on 1 second. I desperately am going to need my glasses for TikTok. I'm always like, business on the top and party on the bottom, or I should say pajama on the bottom. So that's why y'all got redirected. Hey guys, so I'm on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. If you want to come over to my YouTube, not gonna lie, I can read your comments better. But you're welcome to stay here too. Let me stabilize my phone. So tonight I'm just taking questions. We did it earlier this afternoon, and it was something that I did not know people actually really liked or wanted. So here's the deal. Hi Vanessa, hi Gina, hi Casey, hi Rachel, hi Kosh. So I'm a professional astrologer. I'm trauma informed for those who don't know me, and welcome. Hi. I'm going to take questions. If you want just a yes or no, those are $5. If you just want tarot and you want detail, it'll be at least 5 minutes. That's 15. And if you want astrology and tarot with lots of detail, and I will take my time with that, those are 25. My hour-long astrology only appointments. Hi, Danny. Hi, Maricela. Uh, those are like 170. So doing 5, 15, and $25 is not normal for me. I'm gonna post the pay links over on YouTube. This way it's easy. And then I don't know if either Shauna or Gothic Faye will have to let me know when she joins. You can post the links in TikTok. We did one of these today, and the cards were crazy. The guides were guiding, and the readings were super accurate, pulling up people's professions, all kinds of stuff. Hi, Doretha. There you go. Hi, Patricia. So I'm going to do my best to be checking both. So there is, let me see if I can get the links for this. Give me 1 second. And I do have a cap ash. My phone is being really funky right now because I'm trying to do something while I'm also on TikTok. There we go. If you guys also want to join me on YouTube, that works too. Because for some reason I have, Emily, just break them up. And if you're watching, just break them up and post them one at a time then, and then pin it. You're a moderator. You can do all that. We're solving problems. So you guys can join me on YouTube too, if that's easier. I'm trying to get the links up for PayPal. But today went really, today went really, really well. And the accuracy was crazy. Hi, Gemini love. We were just talking about you. So it's $5 for a yes or no. It's $15 for tarot with detail. And then it's $25 for tarot and astrology. I am a professional astrologer. So, and I have moderators on both. It might be easier to hop over to YouTube. I know that TikTok is probably going to suppress this when I keep saying that. And there's a Cash App also. Emily, you can also copy and paste from the chat in YouTube because Sean is sharing everything over there. We're just going to find solutions. If you are already a member, we have membership over on YouTube, and there's 4 levels. And I have a lot of great members. If you're already a member, I really appreciate you. And so any of the levels of questions are just for $5. So Jaretha, Maricela, and that's for Astro, Nerd, and Gratitude levels. You can have any of the questions for $5. And we're not doing Super Chat on YouTube because they take like 6 weeks and 30%. So that's not what we're doing. I'm happy to answer your questions. It's $5 for yes or no, $15 for tarot with detail, and for tarot and astrology with detail, good juicy reading, that's $25. I'm just going to pin this. There we go. On YouTube. April. I love seeing all these people. Hi, Debony. I kind of love your name. I was in Astro Lori's when she did the classes. I love her to death. We were just texting the other day. I will soak up anything that woman has to say because she's brilliant. She's accurate. She's ethical. Yeah. I've been I feel very, very fortunate that not only I came across her, but that I'm able to continue to exchange with her on different levels is just, yeah. Oh, great. Oh, look, there's this thing where I don't have to look at my face, which is great, and all of the comments are bigger. Does Astro Tarot include compatibility? Yeah, I would look at for $25. Yeah, I would look at a compatibility for you, sure. Aw, thank you. That was so nice to say. I'm happy to be back. Feeling no good is no fun. Yeah. I belong to ESAR. My old career too is kind of like an education whore. Wherever I can get it, I will. And you never know. I used to say when I was in my old career, you can learn from somebody who's at an apprentice level, let alone somebody like Lori, but you can learn on all level because you don't, especially with astrology, there's so much knowledge. And if you didn't get, it depends on where your base source started from. But I will take anything she offers because it doesn't even matter if I know 60% of it because the 40% I don't is always going to be amazing. I'm so happy. April's here. Danny's here. I guess I have to go live more at night. Hi, the High Priestess. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for giving your immaculate energy to the. Aw, thank you, April. Welcome. I think Shauna has the Cash App. Hi. Aw, thank you for all the likes on the live. I appreciate it. I don't do this. I used to do this all the time in 2020 and 2021. And it was nuts. So it was crazy because that's when all of my videos would just hit half a million views all the time. It was 500K all the time. And then I stopped to take care of my mom, which I would do all over again. And then, TikTok isn't very forgiving when you take breaks. So it's almost like starting all over again. Chaos. Listen, I'm a big fan of immaculate, chaotic, gremlin, badass energy. Yeah. Like I said, I had insane momentum. I think I went from no followers. It took me 6 months to get to 24. I was almost at 25K. And then, my mom was, did my mom's hospice. And I would do that all over again. But TikTok was like, who dis? When I came to come back. So I've been putting my energy in. I've been putting my energy in YouTube. We have a fun membership. We have a great community over there too. Hopefully I'll get back to building on both. I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't have the. There's no space between Suzzy and Evolutionary in Cash App. Aw, thank you, Maricela. People are donating questions for other people over here. I love TikTok. I spend a lot of time scrolling on TikTok. I love a lot of accounts on TikTok. And also, this YouTube community is funny as fuck, super supportive. Welcome, Kelly. Okay, April, I'm trying to figure out how to help Danny. I think I know. Y'all give me 1 second. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. Yeah, I was trying to put my Cash App up as a post, but it's not working. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I got your thing. I got your thing, Shauna. So it's working. Hi, guys, over on TikTok. You can. There we are. You can join us on YouTube or you can stay there. It's all active. Hey, Cassie. Okay. Guys, I appreciate all the likes. That's so sweet. I didn't think it would be this much of a problem. Give me a second. Yeah, it might be capital S and then capital E, but no space. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Okay, it's not letting me put the QR code up. Okay, so I just need April's question. Hi guys, we're answering questions. Welcome to the live. You're all set, April. I just need your question. Danny, I got yours. Send me the, why don't you send me the birth info, Danny, while we wait for April's question. Hi, everyone on TikTok. We are answering questions. So far, everybody's kind of hopped over to YouTube. But you can ask here. I'm waiting for my moderator to figure out how to put the links up. I don't have anywhere to comment on my live. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, you're all set, Danny. I just need the birth info and we'll take a look at the astrological compatibility for you and your person. All right. April. Let's see what's going on with you, babe. I'm sure you are. Like, before I even pull cards, and for those of you that don't know me on TikTok, because I haven't been on in a while, professional astrologer, but I also channel and have been doing tarot for quite a few years. I feel like you have most of the toxic people, I want to say, out of the way. I feel that like there's one person. I feel like there's one person that needs to go. Let's you're not feeling that much for them anyway, except for I feel like there's maybe a little bit of sympathy. It's your empathy, and also because what I'm picking up is you're trying to give this person the kindness that you so badly needed when you were maybe at a low spot. And now you're doing better and you feel like I'm a fucking hypocrite if I do not keep extending myself to this person. But the difference is that you're kind of willing to do the work and they're not even willing to look at the work, let alone do the work. And the boundaries are not. Yeah. Okay. That's all resonating. Hi guys, I'm on YouTube too. Welcome. Damn. You don't really feel this much. As much as you can be quiet, like, I don't mean be quiet, don't use your voice. I mean just like hermit a little bit. What do you have coming up for you in the next month? What do you have coming up for you in the next month? Oh, I like that. What do you have coming up for you in the next month? Okay. Now I want to cry. We have Judgment in reverse, and we have the Ten of Swords. April, as you start to forgive yourself, I'm trying not to make this too personal because I'm on two public spaces right now. And if you've ever been to one of my, like, I get the whole like read people to fill thing because it shows accuracy. And not that I can't do that, and not that I might not do that in my personal life with people that I have room to do that with. But if I hit upon something that feels vulnerable or private or personal, I tend to, I will either extend myself in a different space, or I will kind of talk to you in a way where you know where I'm talking about, but you're still getting some autonomy with your reading. Because sometimes people don't want to ask questions on these public forums because A, don't know who's watching, and B, because it is, you know, we both have to be vulnerable for my guides, to connect with you. Okay. This means that as you're forgiving yourself, like this really is the final cycle. And I feel like for you, there's been times before, and let me know how this hits. There's been times before where you felt like this is it. I've got it this time. Everything's on lock. It's going to be good. Things were looking up. And then there might have been like some kind of crash. I really kind of feel like in the past though too, a lot of that was just letting in the influence. So like somebody could be a bad influence, but we have to let them in. If you can get rid of this one last person, there's no attraction for you anymore either. You know, if you can get rid of them, but this card particularly, this is ending cycles. This is the last. I mean, the Ace of Swords starts with what feels like an idea, whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, is not here or there. But when we have this is the ending of a cycle. You've already done like I feel like the swords don't hurt in the Ten of Swords because we've acclimated. By the time you get to the Ten of Swords, you acclimate and you're just happy for it to be over. But I feel like this is truly like the end of a cycle. I'm always right. I think if you ask people that either I live with or people I've been, I'm just kidding, you'd get a different answer. But thank you for saying that. I'm glad I can be accurate for you. How does that feel though? Like it, I mean, this truly feels, yeah. Yeah. And like clear off your energy. So like, all right, all of that is happening then. Okay. So every day, just say, universe, spirit, and guides, whoever you want. Like, I don't care if it's Care Bears for you, then it's you like it. I love it. I don't care if it's Krampus. Whoever you connect with, just ask them to clear and let go of any energy that doesn't belong to you and is not in your highest good to carry. Sometimes we can take on the energy of our kids, somebody we're worried about, and it's just not in that moment the time to carry that energy. It doesn't mean that that person is bad for us. So when I always say, please clear me of any energy, I don't just say that's not my highest good, because like, of course it's in my highest good to like be connected with my children or my best friend, but but that's just not mine to carry right now, or not my highest good. So you're kind of covering more than one base, because you're so close. You're so close. When I got these two cards together, I literally teared up. I'm waiting for feedback from April. Hi, everybody on TikTok. You let me know and give me the feedback. I feel like my phone is so dark all the time. Okay. So what you're going through is kind of typical, in the fear that I feel like you're not as worried about who trusting other people as you want to be able to trust yourself. That is the biggest hurdle when you're going through what you're going through. And what I'm picking up is that is just, you care so much that if that is when that let's just speak it into existence, when that happens again, uh when you have those opportunities again, and you will, that it can't ever get taken away from you again, especially with kids. That's kind of like good sense, because your fear is kicking in, because you want to make sure that you can trust yourself. But I see this as like truly the end of the cycle. And you know the cycle I'm talking about, honey. You know the cycle I'm talking about. Maricela, that was so sweet for you to donate for so that she could ask a question. I love this fucking community. Hi, everybody on TikTok. Okay. Let me put in, now we're doing compatibility for the gorgeous Danny. Let me find that info. Okay. I should have you in my software, Danny, but when we had the big eclipse and the Mercury retrograde, the way it hit my chart is that my software crashed so bad that even after a week with the tech help, I lost 4 years of info. So I have to put you back in, babe. Give me a second, guys. I'm putting astrological info in to look at somebody's compatibility. I can look at compatibility between you and another person. I can look at anything. I'm just going back and forth, putting this stuff in. Woodland Hills. There you are with your Scorpio rising. And I'm moving the phone around. Let's add him. And I'm not sharing the screen. So if you give me astrological information, it's not going up for the world to see right now. I do that sometimes on YouTube, but no, we're not doing that tonight. Okay. Let's see if the nodes are, all of a sudden I just peeped the age. Let's see if the nodes are opposite. They're not always, because it depends on the cutoff. So let's see. I'm putting in astrological info. That's why it looks like I'm sitting here doing nothing. He's 1976 South Lake Tahoe. Okay, looking at compatibility, let's put these two charts together. Oh, he's got an Aries moon. All right, we are looking at. All right, so the nodes aren't completely opposite because your north node is in Aries and his south node is in Taurus. It's not in Aries. And they're not like 2 degrees, they're not conjunct either. So that was what I was when I saw the age. It depends. It always depends because it could be, it changes. There are people who are just 6 months younger than me that don't have the same nodal axis as me because I'm at the very end of a nodal axis. So, it doesn't have to be. So it isn't. Okay. Wow. They have Mars, Pluto conjunct almost exactly 7 minutes conjunct. And Venus is in there too. My God, Danny, how intense is this person? I'm taking a break from looking. How intense is this person? I'm glad you trust me to share. I can see there it's coming in as a banner on my phone, which is up because I'm using TikTok, but thank you. That meant the world to you. I'm so glad. Thanks, Gemini love. How intense is this person, Danny? Like, holy cow. Mars, Pluto, and Venus all within minutes of each other. He's got, I mean, he's amazing. I would think if you're loved by this person, you fucking know you're loved. And, you know, Juno and Mercury are also conjunct all of that. I mean, talk about a stellium. He's got Mars at 10 degrees, 46 minutes, Pluto at, that's just so powerful. Pluto at 10 degrees, 39 minutes, Venus at 10 degrees, 3 minutes, and then we have Juno at 9 degrees, 14 minutes, and Mercury at 7 degrees, 48 minutes. Like, holy bazoli. Okay. So your suns are in conjunct. Now, this might be wildly unpopular. I don't hate in conjunct suns for compatibility, because if you are a fiery person, if, you know, I feel like people who wander into the sphere of me are probably on that growth game, you know, like you probably outgrow people, you outgrow yourself, you're hungry for knowledge, you're not here to stay the same. Complacency is probably not your jam. So sometimes I can look at a bi-wheel where it's just like kind of all trines or all like, there's no there's no, like, it feels really easy in the beginning, but it looks boring. And maybe that's just me. Again, this could be like wildly unpopular astrological take. But with the in conjuncts, what's going to happen is that you're going to, Emily, if you could get those links up, like singularly, just the links, or they can come over to YouTube for a hot minute and put the link up, and then go back to TikTok and I'll answer. But the in conjunct suns, and they are in conjunct. They are in conjunct. They are semi-sextile by 1 degree. Technically less than 1 degree. They're really only in conjunct semi-sextile by minutes. 36 minutes. So there's a lot to learn from each other, and that could keep you from being bored. And I don't feel I I don't I don't feel like that's, I don't think that you would like to be bored. I don't think that, like, I don't think that would be good. And I think that you need somebody who's going to not be a little bit of a challenge, not a challenge in a toxic way, but they need to feel like they're keeping you on your toes too, because what's going to happen is when they go into panic mode, you know, because you probably have a little bit of a line out the door if you want it. And so this, I don't, there, you feel an extreme connection. There's also yeah. Yeah. The conjunction is wide between, your moon and his stellium. It's wide, but it's there. It's there. But the intensity of which all of that will land on your 100%. Yeah, that's right. Okay. The intensity and how it lands on your moon is good for your moon sign. If you had a different moon sign, you would have been like, back the fuck up. Not all moon signs want somebody that intense, like sitting on their moon. But you know, you've got that gorgeous Libra moon and it won't mind. Let me go back. I'm like going back and forth because I'm checking your comments. But yeah, it's a semi sextile in conjunct. Also, you have opposite moons. The degree on the opposition on your moons is tighter than the degree of the conjunction of your moon with his, the moon and Mercury. I actually really like, especially for a Libra moon. Is is he quieter when he's not familiar with people, like maybe not completely quiet, doesn't talk, but like that intensity, I think that you could probably feel it preemptively being in a room with him, but I don't think that he gives that to everybody. When he speaks his intensity, when he articulates that, I don't think he's giving that to everyone. I think which would probably make you feel special. I mean, your Venus is conjunct his Mercury. I want to see something on his standalone chart for a second. You know, that is interesting. Your rising signs are in conjunct too. He's got intercepted. He's got intercepted houses. But he has double Jupiter. Your Juno is in Jupiter. And he's got a 9th house sun, and he's a Jupiter rising. And then if we go look at his actual Jupiter, it's in Gemini. Let me go put this back together. I want the ascendant on here. Your moon lands in his 9th house with the stellium, but also with his sun. It's not really making an aspect to the sun, but your moon in his 9th house is really important for a Jupiter rising. You know, I have to just tell you where I see I have to tell you where. So part of compatibility, and what's great about looking at compatibility, I know nobody wants to hear, thank you guys. Nobody wants to hear that, like, oh, everything isn't perfect between you and this person. But the beautiful thing about astrology is we can talk about what his Mercury is, what your Mercury is, how their aspect, how they're talking or not talking to each other. And then also, like anything, like there's a Saturn Sun conjunction, which can feel restrictive at times. But knowing that ahead of time can give us the tools so that if you hit a bump because of those, if you hit a bump, then we know how to handle it. So your sun is sitting on his Saturn. Very interesting. This is in the 8th house. For him, you may be reflective for him in his relationship with dad. But, his Saturn's on in retrograde. It's in the 8th house. My dad was, my Saturn is in the 8th house, and my dad was my person. And so the 8th house can be a lot of things when we're looking at parental relationships through astrology. And sometimes it denotes intimacy. So his intensity is really feeling good for you. Down the line, there could possibly be issues. I don't think you're going to see them now. I think it's going to be further down the line. But I think there could be issues with him getting maybe a little jealous of your public persona, of just jealous. I know that's not anything that you're not used to dealing with, but he's got an Aries moon. He's got an Aries moon. I have an Aries moon. We don't share food or partners. And so, and the Virgo sun's not likely to, Virgo suns are, I always say, how are my Virgos doing? They're my closet freaks, they are. They're well behaved in the street. And the rest of that. His intensity suits you, especially because you're a Scorpio rising. Especially that Pluto. I cannot believe that Pluto is the ham in the sandwich between Mars and fucking Venus. That's incredible. So that intensity is going to just go mesh really, really well because you have that Scorpio rising. You have also that intensity, just in a different way. But there can be jealousy. Now, when that happens, you're going to need to remember that your moons are opposite. But also sometimes opposites are the different sides of the seesaw. I tend to get along really well with people with Libra moons, and I am an Aries moon. So there should be conversation, especially because he knows how to have deep existential conversation, for fuck's sake, like for sure. There should be conversation so that before that restrictive period kind of shows up, yeah, Sun on Saturn in the 8th house. And because you are Leo sun, and because he's got that Aries moon, they're not really talking to each other. They're too far apart in degrees, so they're not having the trine. But, your fire sun should understand his fire moon a little bit. And your Scorpio rising should understand the not the Plutonic, but the Martian energy of your Scorpio rising, will understand his Aries moon in a way that you can understand the jealousy at times. He might not think you're going to be able to, but you can. But if you can, when it's appropriate, when things are serious enough that it's not like, why are we having this conversation? It's not that serious. I think this is going to be, if it's not already serious, there's too much intensity between the two charts. But I'm just, your Cancer Mercury, it's not really aspecting. It's not squaring. It's not, even the signs are squaring, but it's not squaring by degree. Let's be thankful for that. So you have opposite moons, and you have by sign squaring Mercuries. They're not even in a conjunction. They're not, because you almost have Leo. So they're not sextiling. They're too far apart to be sextiling. You're going to want to provide a safe, nurturing place to have these conversations. Again, possibly prior to when it's a problem. So like the intensity, the looser conjunction between the moon and that sandwich of Pluto, Mars, and Venus. Beautiful. I really actually like the moon on, like, I know he speaks to you in a way that is just like yummy. But the Saturn sun, the opposite moons, and the squaring Mercuries are going to need care. For sure. So we're going, communicate that before it's a problem, because the Aries, I will tell you, Aries moon goes up and it comes down. Like today we were trying to it was frustrating because I already have like all the accounts I needed to be able to do TikTok and YouTube from one screen, which would have been a lot easier. I feel like you know, other than actually just kind of being live, I'm not doing a lot on TikTok right now because it's hard. The links aren't able to be shared. Like it could be going better. But my daughter was helping me and I was like saying, press the title, and she was pressing somewhere else. And then I was like, okay, let me do it. And I did it and it went to the same thing. And I immediately went like, okay, I was wrong. Sorry about that. Aries will usually come back down like as quick as they go up. Even Aries Mars, they don't hold grudges. So if there's anger, if there's jealousy, just know that it'll calm down. Give it space. Give it space. What we don't need is both of your fire aspects to like be reacting to each other. And letting him know like what you have to say is so important, and I value everything you have to say, and especially how you say it. I always have admiration for how you speak. That's going to mean the world to him to hear that. But I want to make sure, because maybe I'm not as skilled, like when there's a disagreement, that I'm taking the space. Put it on yourself. And I promise you, he's going to come down as fast as he goes. Okay. Sorry, I know I have people waiting for their questions. That was a juicy, man, thank you for letting me in that compatibility. That is some juicy compatibility. Mazel. The cards in the astrology have been good for the people tonight. All right. Okay. Thank you for moderating and helping so much, Shauna. Okay, I know you said, I don't even know if Lee is on TikTok anymore. I think she's tired and fell asleep. Do I have, it's Adva and Maricela are next. Do I have their questions? Can you guys just post your questions again? Please. Oh, there we go. Now everybody can see the comments. It's fine if there's less on my face. I'm good with that. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad, Danny. You want a love reading? Okay. I don't know what kind of question you did. Is it astrology and tarot or just tarot? I trust you to tell me which one you did. You missed it today when I was doing these. Somebody got a love reading, and it was like even their profession was like right, but it was a really good love reading. Okay, you did for tarot. Okay, thank you. And remember, if you are joining me on YouTube and you're already one of the amazing Members, we have here, you can get any of the questions for $5 if you are nerd, astro, or gratitude level. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Shamrock person. Hey, Cindy. Okay, what do we have for Maricela? Okay, what's coming up in love? They've all been kind of juicy today. Today is a juicy day. Let's see. What is coming up in the next, 2 months? 9 of Cups. Okay. I'm already going to clarify that. When you get the 9 of Cups, and I'm asking about love, this is either going to be whoever this person is makes you feel like $1,000,000, and also you're in a good energy to attract in. If you're new to me, you haven't heard me say this, and if you're not new to me, you've probably heard me say this ad nauseum. My favorite version of the 10 of Cups is the 9 of Cups with the 1 of Cup, because with the Ace of Cups, because the Ace of Cups is sanctioned by universe, right? This is something brought to you. But we don't, to have that sense of self, to have that self-love, so that if somebody takes their 1 cup and walks away with it, oh, well, I'm still here with my 9. It is the way that we attract in the good love, the good shit, the good relationships, to be the 9 of Cups first. This could also be somebody else that is, this could also be somebody else that is at that place, which would be refreshing, right? We don't want to be dealing with somebody that we feel like we have to be responsible for all of their feelings. We're all adults. I'm going to already clarify this because I have a really good feeling. That's interesting. You're saying hi to somebody and I can't see their handle at all. So I'm wondering if somebody's on here. That's crazy to me. I mean, it can't be blocked because there it is. Okay, now it's showing on the one app. Hi, Astrology Jam. Yeah. Okay, is this coming in the next couple of months? I got the Magician. This is somebody who's actually aware and working on themselves, and that's the goal. Listen. I don't really get TikTok beef, but I had somebody come into one of my videos and just be upset with me a while back. Because I said everybody, TikTok is making me verify. I want to say this was 2 years ago, and they said the divine masculine, the group of men are waking up and all that, and all these unions are going to come together. And I said, I didn't think so. Not that I didn't think that people were coming into awareness and coming in. We can see now 2.5, was it 2021? This might have been 2021. And I think it was. And so it's been 3 years. And I said, when we have awareness, when we come into spiritual awakening, we don't just like wake up the next morning and we're in the lotus position and meditating and have all the answers to the universe. There's a lot of healing and a lot of confusion and a lot of other things we go through first before we get to the place where we're like maybe ready for a relationship that's also going to match energy. Don't be mad, don't hate, or you can. It's totally up to you if you want to be mad at me. But sometimes women do things a little faster. There's a little less resistance and reluctance, especially around subjects like spiritual awakenings and spiritual development. It's really about spiritual development, right? So as the men, we're absolutely, and we can see this now, right? 3 years later, go look at the amount of incredible male tarot readers. Astrologers have always kind of been both, but the tarot readers and and just there's toxic male and female, but there's a lot of great male spiritual accounts right now, and that was far and few between 3, 4, 5 years ago, right? Now is the time when we are, more and more dealing with aware people who are working on their healing. I said before in another reading, you can't keep yourself attached to somebody if you're willing to do the work and they're not even willing to look at the work. This is different. This is a whole different breed of person. I mean, now I think we're going to be seeing, and forget it, this spring, there's early spring, late winter, in March, late March, there is a pile up on Isle Pisces with the nodes, and it's the eclipses. There's going to be more people interested. I love TikTok. It's so fucking unhinged, the things that people want to ask me in TikTok. I'm not going to repeat that, but I mean, if you want to come on here and be funny, go on with your bad self. And if you want to come on here and say unhinged things, it's just energy. I'll transmute it. I'll put it through the Suzzy car wash. We have Knight of Wands and the Hang One. Okay, this person is interested. This is not. You had a friend that you were not interested in, that you maybe have friend zoned. I see this person as different. When is this person coming in? When is this person coming in? I think they're already here because they're waiting to approach you. Wonderful. So happy for you. Maricela, this is a revisit from somebody else who got their shit together. Yep. Yeah, you've got them friend zone. That's great. Keep it that way. The Judgment, which for me sometimes is bringing back, because it's past, present, and future. So sometimes it is bringing back, if we're doing a relationship reading, for me, Judgment shows up as somebody coming back. Yeah, I can feel that you're not interested in the friend. But we also have the Five of Cups here. So for me, that's processing. That's somebody taking the time to process. Knight of Wands. Let's pull out the old pendulum, shall we? This is different. This is not the Aquarius. Okay. Is this coming in before Christmas for Maricela? Very lightly. Is this, do they work with her? Do they work in the same, thank you. Do they work in the same building? No. I felt the need to ask that. This is somebody who does not work in the same building. Let's ask one more question. I'm giving juicy long answers and lots of detail to the questions people are asking tonight. Is Maricela actually going to be interested in this one? Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a Jason Momoa thing. I don't. I also don't have a Chris Hemsworth thing. I'm a weird girl. Maricela, I don't think this is gonna like all the way pop off before Christmas, before break. What I heard was when I was asking about like, does this come together before Christmas? I got a very, very small yes, like just a little bit, maybe interaction. But what I heard immediately was like after break. Yeah, this is somebody that you've already dealt with. I'm wondering if it's a person whose name begins with J. Somebody you already dealt with. That you either used to work with or you still work with, but you're not working in the same building. You're not working in close proximity. You were thinking about the person whose name begins with a J. That's interesting. This is, like I said, this is somebody who's processed. This is somebody who's getting their shit together. They're still on kind of like waiting. They're not approaching, but it's interesting when you get the Knight of Wands and the Hangman together and they did come out together, because that means like this is what they want to do, but they're not doing it yet. You're in different, okay. You're in different buildings now. Is it the same person? So the person whose name begins with J is working in a different, okay. Yeah, I think after break, there might be like small, polite interaction before Christmas and then after the break. I love how supportive you all are. I'm going to let TikTok go and try to be on there where we can get the comments up, or I can pin the comment up with like what we're doing, where the links are and everything. I appreciate all of you. Hop over to YouTube. It's the same handle. It's Suzzy Evolutionary. Same picture, same purpley background. Spelled the same way with the two Z's. Spelled like it looks like it should say Suzzy and not Suzzy. but I'm gonna let TikTok go. And I'll finish up over on YouTube. All right, bye guys. Okay. Also, if you follow me on TikTok and I don't follow you back, it's because if I'm ever in a capacity to like, uh, you can't make that up. Are y'all ready? Where can you see that? 666. That's great. But if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok and I don't follow you back, it's not because I don't care or I think that you're not interesting. It's because it's because I don't want to have privy to your personal information, so that if I'm humbled and privileged to be able to be in a capacity to be doing predictive work, either through metaphysical or astrological, I don't have extra information. So if I just want to make that clear, I don't think I say that enough, but like, I don't want anybody to question, well, you know that because you're on my page. Maricela, did you have any other questions for the follow-up? I'm about to pull cards from my damn self. Everybody's getting such good love readings. Okay. Ava says, you want a love reading too. Okay, so one, I'm going to tell you that I will absolutely pull cards for a love reading. But second, hi, Michael. You decide how people treat you that you want to like keep in your life. So when people don't treat me well, I don't give them energy. Like, I'll leave jobs, I will leave relationships, and I will keep things very, very light if it's not really, but that took me a really long time. I wanted everybody to like me, and I had abandonment issues and rejection issues. That took me a really long time, which is very Aries, right? And you're an Aries rising. So that part you can't change. And I was saying this the other day, I was saying this to a friend, and I think I said this, I want to say Sunday or last Sunday. My God, was that already a week ago? Last Sunday or last Tuesday when I was live, is that it's one of the biggest indicators of trauma is that trying to get people to change how they treat you. Trying to get a person who's not willing to be healthy or toxic, or not willing to be healthy and they are toxic to you, to be less toxic by changing your own behavior. Because that is something we learn in childhood, to try to feel better about our place in the family, feel more love or protection from a parent. So you cannot change your vibration. You can, if people are going to treat you badly, you probably can't be nicer or bend over backwards more. It's changing what I think you're putting a lot of shame and blame on yourself. And I can say this because you and I have had other sessions and I know the history with some of those people. You are not treated well. And it, in all the ways that I'm thinking of and the examples that I have with you, there's not, and hear me, and I say this with love and protection, there is not a motherfucking thing that you could change to make somebody who's an asshole not an asshole. So as far as like love relationships, that is just the second you see the red flag, don't try to paint it pink. Because the more you keep telling yourself, I'm asking for this, that it you will ignore red flags. I don't want that for you. So let me just make sure. Do you want a love reading, or because I don't want to take your money to pull cards on like how can you be different so people are just decent to you, because I don't believe I know you well enough to know that like you deserve for people to be decent and kind to you. So I will gladly pull cards or look at your astrology for anything else. But I don't even want to, I won't take your money for a question where you just deserve better. There's nothing you need to do to make other people not be assholes. And the other thing is that I just, yeah, let's look at. Hi, Zoe. Adva, I'm going to give you a second to sit with that question. I'm going to go a little long here tonight. I'm going to answer the rest of Maricella's because that comment that she just put in got delayed for some reason. Everything's being a little wonky. Yeah, Michael, getting to the point where you can accept the fact that you deserve better is very hard. It is, God, decades, but so worth it. Okay. Do we have... I think your person is coming. I don't know if it's coming in the next 6 months, Maricela. It's funny because this was thought about last night. But I think you're... What did I say? I said that. I said Lee worked really hard today. I think she's sleeping. I just let go of TikTok because with no moderation, like nobody knew what was going on. So, okay. That's interesting. I have the Three of Pentacles and the Tower card both coming. You're either going to let go of a friendship, Maricela, or somebody else is going to let go of a relationship. There's triangulation moving here. And then I have the World card for you, which would say at some point there is going to be new romantic energy coming in. I just see this other thing. That is what, your guides wanted me to bring to your attention first. You might have choices. I think in the summer, especially like when the school year ends, I think you're going to have choices. That is what I'm getting. How are you, Zoe? What time is it where you are? All right, Adva, I'm going to take these nice cards for you. I hope you're not offended by what I said. I have a friend who also has ADHD, and we constantly send things back and forth to each other. You're so welcome. About like how we interrupt ourselves, or like having a conversation with an ADHD person, or the fact that if you're talking, they're going to want to share their thing. And some people are like, well, it's not all about you. But it's just, we're trying to show empathy and that we understand so that you feel heard, because often we don't feel heard. All right. Like there's all these things. I don't think you need to change your vibration, my love. I think you just need to change the bouncers at the door. And if somebody treats you like shit, then you're done. Don't paint those red flags paint with all your love and light. You know how I feel about toxic positivity, right? People telling you just fix it with like positive. That's why we got all these people running around painting the red flags paint with their, right? There's a difference between, yeah, I don't think you need to change the vibration. It's not about changing the vibration. It's about changing your boundaries, making them. Not everyone is for us. Not everyone likes me. There's a lot of people who do not like me. Go check my personal Facebook. A lot of people don't like me. I'm not for everyone. I'm not a jar of Nutella, and that's okay. But also, that doesn't excuse somebody doesn't have to like me. But if they're going to be an asshole, then I'm just not going to deal with them and not worry how I can be different so they're not an asshole. If I could sit here and be like, everyone loves me, I really don't have any problems with anybody, I never fight with anybody, you would know that I am a very toxic bitch. That would be like giant banner. That would be one of those wiggle guys outside a outside a car dealership being like, this is a toxic bitch. There's no way. No one should sit here and say that. It's 9 p.m. Okay, it's not that late. Oh, you're an hour before me. So you vibe with Central Time. Okay. That's crazy. Maricela got the Tower and the World, and so did you. But you also got the Two of Pentacles for love reading, Adva. When is this happening? You should like join online groups for other ADHD adults. One, we're funny as fuck. B, there's going to be so much grace for the things that other people are telling you is like a problem with your vibe. Yeah. I have the World card coming up for you. Something's going to move and change. I don't know if this is moving out of, and Two of Pentacles. I feel like when the business kicks off, and I really do feel like you'll do well with that, you're going to be able to move. And your different living situation, that's going to be the big thing that gets, and it may be like nerve wracking for you, it feels like, to like move and have that kind of change and feel like I can't just like lean back on that as much anymore. But, I see that like when the money balances out, there's like a huge change. I don't know that you like love the huge change at first, but it changes everything for the good. It closes chapters, and then let's see what else we get. Can we get descriptors? I'm telling you, go with somebody else who's got ADHD, because like half of us have it. Half of us are neurodivergent. There's more neurodivergent than neurotypical people. Would somebody else who has just like a modicum of neurodivergency tell Adva to go hang out with the other ADHDers? Because I promise you, you won't fight. You won't care. And you won't fight so hard to be understood by people who willfully will misunderstand you. All right, let's get descriptors for this person for Adva. And then, and last, because Zoe did Astrology Jam. Did Astrology Jam, I guess I should check my cash app. It's the pinned comment, Zoe. The pinned comment has all the, I don't know if you can go to the pinned comment, but the pinned comment on Restream has all of it. Let me see if I could pin it on. Okay, I just pinned it on the YouTube chat too. I don't know which one people can see. I got it, Shauna. It's pinned. And it's all three there. Okay, we have an 8. So this is somebody you're going to meet probably online and probably be, this is very interesting. Okay, there's somebody you're going to meet and then it's going to feel like, oh, this is great. And then they're going to get quiet for a minute. It won't be because of you. And as long as you don't like worry that it's because of you, it'll be good. This is the King of Cups. You're going to meet him through some kind of like cerebral, like whether it's like a retreat for something, but it has something to do with, you know, there will be other smart people. You might have to do something with learning. And I do believe that they will be spiritual, but they get quiet for a second. You just can't take that on as like, what's wrong with me? You're going to be focused on doing your own things. Yeah. The trick to make this come in is anti-anxiety, no paranoia, no anxiety, no sleepless nights for when they pull back, because they are in their spiritual rest. The King of Cups moves slow. And when we get a King of Cups, there's somebody with like emotional maturity, and they are not going to rush into the things for like the feelings, the ego stroke, the sex, none of that. They are going to take their time because they're not going to commit to anything. They're going to be sure about themselves first before they commit or even like speak in a way. There was this woman on TikTok today. I did not grab her name. But she said in one quick sentence what I jumble all the time. And she said it so beautifully and so eloquently. If you are dealing with somebody and they became unable to speak any words, would you still know that you were cared about or loved by their actions? So eloquently put. In other words, if somebody pulls back, the King of the Knight of Cups is going to love bomb and blah 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 blah, right? That's all words. The King of Cups is going to really kind of be about the actions, be about showing the nurturing, be about the support, right? So like if they're willing to do that, what we can't do is freak out and constantly ask them, are you sure you still like me? And blah, 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 blah. Because they're probably not about that. If they have that much emotional maturity to show up like a King of Cups, they're going to want that. Also, they're going to want security. And I'll tell you what, I think it's perfect that we started out the conversation the way that we did, Adva, because you being beautiful and vulnerable with all of us and saying, I feel like I would like people to treat me different. And then that spurned that whole, right? It started that whole conversation. You working on that part where you just don't let people stay in your life that treat you like that will get you to a more secure position. The more you give people your time and energy trying to figure out how you could be different so they could be nicer for you, when the right person comes along, you may still have the insecurities that somebody who would be healthy, who would not want to deal with constantly having to reassure you because they want to enjoy the relationship and not constantly be like monitoring the relationship. Like somebody who has like this kind of emotional maturity, which is the kind of partner that you want, because then they won't treat you bad, is also going to expect some of that also from you. It definitely is a work in progress, but I hope tonight has been pivotal for you. I got a drink again. I've been talking too long. Um, I hope that this is a catalyst. And the next time you're sitting there questioning, what did I do to make this person like be upset with me or whatever, that you just pull back. Other people's opinions of us are none of our business. I have a really good friend on Facebook whom I love to death. And she posted something today that said, when I die, if somebody goes up at my funeral and says she was loved by everyone that knew her and all her family, they're lying. No, I wasn't. I pissed people off. And I was like, same girl, same, right? Like, just like I said before, if I sat here and be like, I don't have problems, and I really don't have problems getting along with people. If somebody doesn't get along with me, there must be a problem with them because everybody just loves me. That would be flashing Vegas Times Square in New York City uh, lights that I am an extremely toxic person. So we're not looking for that, right? We are looking for how we come into our authenticity, that we love us. Fuck other people. If they don't love us, that's their choice. Okay. And now we keep it moving. That might sound harsh, but it's true. Yeah. You don't have to tell anybody. See, here's the thing. You don't have to tell them to go fuck all the way off. You don't. All you have to do is just remove yourself from the situation, not care. Don't spend that night worrying about what you said or what you or the exchange or anything. I just had a situation where even like somebody that I'm really like friendly with said something to me that was a little off color. And I spent 5 minutes going like, what did I say something that I didn't realize I said? And then I just thought, whatever it is, it is. And if it comes back around, right now is not the minute to fix it because something is triggering. So, and then I see that it's not a few months from now. This looks to me, because there's so much major arcana and court cards. I think that you have, because it isn't until you're so financially secure with the new business, which can take a minute. I see you kind of moving out from where you are. And then I see this coming in. And also, you're going to want to give yourself time to be this person. And you don't have to have conflict. You don't have to tell people, hey, I don't like the way you're treating me. You just don't, Old Susie would have obsessed that somebody said something or they took something wrong that I said, or and then but I didn't. Even I am constantly working on that. People with abandonment, rejection issues, Aries energy, fire energy in general, and people with ADHD, neurodivergence, PTSD, trauma, any of that, kind of tend to think somebody's mad at them, and there must be a good reason, because we're so broken. Because if we weren't broken, then we would have just been so loved and so protected and had the dream childhood, right? It's kind of like a diatribe in our head that doesn't stop. And even when we know better, and even when we've done a lot of healing, it can sometimes be hovering right there. And so it takes a long time to kind of redirect that. It's so nuanced and so small. We don't think of it as a big trauma, but it takes a long time to heal, and it's a big one to heal, whether anybody thinks it's a big one to heal or not. It really is. I don't see it in a couple of months, not from the cards. But I think that you don't want it to happen in a couple of months, because if that King of Cups came to you now, I don't think the situation at home would be ready, and we would want you to be in a really secure place where you're not letting that get to you and blaming it on your vibration. You're so welcome. And I'm going to wait for Zoe. And then I'm going to run a couple of specials. I'm going to look at my astrology and decide when to release them, whether I'm releasing them today or whether I'm just going to talk about them for a couple of days and then release them on Thursday. There's a really beautiful aspect happening in my chart, and I think I would like to do it after the eclipse. Yeah. Does that make sense though? That showing me the anti-anxiety card was definitely a big deal. That's the thing to work on, so that when it does come in, it can last. Zoe, my love, did you have a question? I see it. I already saw it. What's your question, babe? You're very welcome. Is it just me? I know I can't do it, and I have to take care of my skin. And trust me, at my age, I do, even if it's like last minute, take care of my skin. Right? I got to go do my night routine. That's what I'm thinking of. But I have to go live and do other things tomorrow, and I have appointments and whatever. And all I keep thinking is setting spray. I'm going to try the Nina Pool if you're not following her on TikTok. She's just such a beautiful, she's on the autism spectrum, and her special power is to match ingredients. And so she does what she calls duperoonies. And so we tried the setting spray and it worked really good, Emily and I. And it's like, I don't think she's on here anymore. She's probably out like a light. She's got to get up early, and I want her to sleep. I can't remember what it was. Go follow her and go look up setting spray. It was something so simple. It was like distilled water and something else. I want to say like vegetable glycerin and something else, and it worked. So I think I'm going to douse my face so I don't have to do anything tomorrow. Good night, April. It's all going to be good. What did you mess up? I don't think you mess up anything, because I have any of the questions for $5 if you're Astro member or above, and you are. You didn't mess up anything. Oh, I didn't read all the way either. ADHD. I just saw good night and I started saying good night. No, honey. It's 5. If you read the bottom of the screen, it's if you're already a membership person, then if you're Astro Nerd or Gratitude, then you get any of the questions for $5. So you're good. You're good, my love. Yeah, I don't want to do any of my routine. I just want to like spray my face and wake up like this and get one of those wooden geisha pillows so I don't move. That was beautiful, Maricela. Yes. I feel also called just to pull. Do you want a love reading for something going on now, or you want to know if something's coming in? The intention card came up with this owl and the dandelion. So there's some kind of wisdom that you've gotten that is going to make you have to close a chapter. That you probably wouldn't have been willing to close before. I'm just saying. Are you looking for you don't belong here? Are you looking for it coming in? Okay. Yeah, that owl with the dandelion, meaning like something's ready to blow away, but it's something else is hatching. You probably did not have like your learned experience in the last 6 months is going to let you let go of something that was really hard. You might have even grieved it a little bit, Zoe. Okay. And this is my last for the night. That's interesting. Hold on. I'm not even going to tell you what cards are coming out because I want to. I don't know that it's that. I think it's something you're going to willingly let go. And don't forget that we make wishes on dandelions on when it's a white puff. And those, when you do that, my mom used to get mad, right? Because back in the 70s, we would hire people to get rid of, put horrible, toxic weed killer and stuff down so you didn't get dandelions. My dad would have that thing that you like, it spun and it put the seeds or the weed killer down. And when we were being children and blowing on the dandelions to watch it puff away, my mom would yell because what you're doing is blowing the seeds, which brings more dandelions. Now we know that dandelion is incredibly helpful. It's a liver detox. It's good. It's almost heart medicine. Dandelion teas, dandelion jelly is excellent. So places where they haven't, where they've kept their culture, like the Appalachians and other places, dandelion is used medicinally. It's not shamed on a lawn. But when we see that ready to blow away, it means it's planting other seeds. You have to trust that. I don't know that I see it's the friendship. Because what I see is you willing to let that go. You happily letting that go and feeling okay, and the wisdom that you've gleaned from this last year is going to help you. Okay, listen, I got the Queen of Pentacles and the Justice card. So we have a court card and a major arcana. Then we have another major arcana, and then we have 2 pentacles, one in reverse and one in the upright. The Queen of Pentacles is a very good partner. This is somebody who will like grow things with you, and if it burns down, they'll grow it back up. There's justice. The Fool makes me think that this is like a hard fall in love, but maybe like just diving into it. Yeah. The dandelion in that, in the phase it's in, and that card is very symbolic, but like the story behind dandelions is very interesting. It's just very interesting because when we're taught to think something is bad, because somewhere along the line somebody said, you know, you're not a good homeowner, you're making the neighborhood look bad because you have these yellow little flowers in your lawn. You know, people thought less of you. The what will the neighbors think crowd really were anti-dandelion. But you know, that was through commercials, that was through influence. And so when we don't explore, research what we're just told, that's indoctrination, right? It was indoctrination that a whole generation thought these dandelions are terrible. Let me put down toxic chemicals that are harmful to everyone in the family and our pets and all the other animals. When I first lived in my house, we had bunnies, turtles, frogs, everything in the backyard. Eventually we didn't. Guess why? Because you can't sustain actual, right, the ecosystem when you're putting down toxic stuff. But my parents were like good people. First on the block to recycle. But they were indoctrinated into thinking. So I promise you the symbolism of that dandelion is huge for you because it's being held by an owl and you have the wisdom to know better. We have a partner here and we have justice. We have a good partner and we have justice. We have the Fool. Now, what's interesting is we have the Four of Pentacles, which means letting go of things that you're trying to hold on to. This is where I think the friendship thing might come in. Then we have Three of Pentacles. This is an upgrade. This is a promotion, but it's a love reading. So this is like a let me upgrade you. Upgrade you. All right. When do we see this coming in? I'm almost a little worried with that Fool card. Like, it looks like a good... Okay, yeah. What is with the energy right now? Oh, wow. Okay, so that dandelion really did mean something for you. We have a Queen of Wands in reverse. When I get a Queen of Wands in reverse, it means that somebody has to go. That means there's a interloper. There is maybe a toxic female. That has to leave the situation so it can come in. When are we looking at this? We're going to say Wands and Pentacles are months. We're not taking reversals. Swords are weeks and Cups are days. I'll take 2 cards for timing. I've got for this relationship where this is a good partner and it's like a big fall in love, I've got just under 7 months. For it to be full-on relationship, but it looks like somebody's got to go. This is an upgrade. This is... It's either you or both people, though, have to let go of whatever it is. Like, all I need is this person or this friend or this something. But, I mean, we have a very... This is a steady partner, and this is justice. I'm picking up something else, but I don't want to say it out loud because I feel like if that is not what it is, I'm just going to ask my pendulum. All right. Is this about who I think it may be about? Okay. Is this too separate? Is this too separate? Yeah. You can wait that long. You're young. Oh, you can wait that long. Okay, I was going to say. It's not, I mean, we're in mid September. So I want you to think about, we were all 5 minutes ago sitting here talking about the eclipse on April 8th. I started talking about that a month before it happened. How fast has the time gone? Especially because you have the holidays. And I am telling everybody, there's going to be a huge, like massive spiritual evolution in individuals on a mass level in the spring. And when that happens, partner choices will be better. Relationship choices will be better. All right. It is. I went 40 minutes longer than I thought I would, but I'm happy. I'm happy to do that. And I'm going to go. I slow roasted fajita chicken, like chicken thighs, but they marinated for 2 days. And I'm going to go put that in my little low carb tortilla with my avocado and my fresh cilantro and eat something and then go to sleep because I am tired. I'm so happy to be back. I love you all. I'm probably going to do, if I don't get a chance to do one of these tomorrow, I apologize. But I will definitely do one or more than one on Tuesday. I don't hate me. I think that there's going to be you. I care. But I think there's going to be another situation that has to unfold in its own time, and it's kind of it's better if you don't have your focus on that. But there are some things that have to unravel before this can come together. It does not help you to know. I promise you. If it did, I would tell you. But it's good. All right, everybody. I love you. Know you love you. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye.